Hello, my name is Tad Hessian and I am a sergeant with the St. Cloud Police Department's Community Engagement Division. Specifically, I supervise the Community Crisis Intervention Team, which is a team that looks at unique problems that we have within the community and tries to incorporate the public and the assistance of people that work and live around us to try and figure out how we can solve those problems together.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Greg Kleinfelter. I am also in the Community Engagement Division. My specific role within the division is to supervise school resource officers. In District 742, we have currently five SROs that I supervise, and oftentimes every day I'm in the school, and that's the role I take on every day.
The purpose of this interview is twofold. One, to introduce you to us and to the roles that we play within the community and within the police department, and to continue to talk about the different ways that we can collaborate. One of the mission and the vision of the St. Cloud Police Department really is to be a participatory police department, to work with the community, to make St. Cloud a better place to live, visit, and work. We believe in that. And part of that is working with our community partners to try and figure out how we can solve things when they pop up before they become major issues. One of the specific reasons we want to come here today to talk to you and present to you and give you some information is because we've seen a disturbing trend recently where within the last couple months there's been groups of Somali youth that have been participating in disturbing behavior, such as arguing, meeting up late at night at different locations throughout the city, and all of a sudden those arguments are starting to go into physical violence, or they'll start pushing cars against one another, or we have even one incident that was reported to us where somebody tried to run over somebody with a car. Then we had reports that it was increasing in violence and increasing with severity, where some people had knives that they were bringing. And a few weeks ago at a park on the north side of St. Cloud, we did have a confirmed report that a shot was fired. Thankfully, it doesn't appear that anyone was hit from that shot, but these are disturbing trends that we're starting to see. And we want to incorporate some of your help to figure out how you can address some of these things with us. When you see potential violent behavior, when you hear about things where there may be meetings where somebody may be engaging or groups might be engaging in behavior that could be dangerous, could be harmful to the community and to themselves, how you can say something and who you can report that to. And that really starts with the parents, the community leaders, the folks that work with the youth and the folks within the community, whether it be the Somali community or any community within or any culture within our community, how they can report it, and primarily by calling law enforcement. If you feel it's an emergency response, please call 911. If you feel it's just information and you just want to pass along something that may not be immediate, you can call our non-emergency number at 320-251-1200 to try and give us as much information as possible so we can then respond to it. One of the other things that we're going to be doing throughout the summer months, as weather gets warm, what we realize is more people are out and about. And normally that's a wonderful thing. And generally speaking, it's great to see people out enjoying the community, enjoying the parks, enjoying the different things that we have here in St. Cloud for people to really come together and to really be together as a community. But sometimes we also know that that can invite some different types of behavior where people may want to do something that could be harmful to others. As that increases and the weather gets nicer, we want to inform you with a couple of things to keep you in mind, especially for parents. The City of St. Cloud does have a curfew for people under the age of 18. All 7 days of the week, if you are under the age of 16, you need to be in home or at an organized activity that is supervised by a parent or guardian by 10 o'clock. 7 days a week, anyone under the age of 16 has to be indoors with their families by 10 o'clock. For those that are 16 and 17 years of age, Monday through Friday, the curfew is from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. Anyone 16 and 17 cannot be out and about in public spaces or private spaces throughout the community. On Fridays and Saturdays, that time increases, so from midnight to 5 o'clock, those who are 16 to 17 years of age cannot be out between midnight and 5 o'clock without in the public spaces and private spaces throughout the community. Again, that ordinance can be found on our city website by just typing in the search bar the St. Cloud City Curfew Ordinance. You should be able to get all of that information for yourselves there. And the other thing to keep in mind is, as parents, as guardians, one of the things that we know is a lot of the spaces where people are going can be somewhat of a distance within the community from where you live. To get there, our youth are using cars. Primarily the cars they're using are those that are owned by their parents or by their family. One thing that I think a lot of folks don't realize is when you own a vehicle, it is your responsibility. And if that vehicle is involved in a criminal activity, the owner of the vehicle can be held criminally and civilly responsible. So for example, if somebody takes a car with your permission, whether it's express permission or not, and uses that car to maybe run into somebody, run into a business, or hurt somebody else, the owner of that vehicle can be held criminally responsible and can be charged with a crime. That owner of the vehicle can also be held civilly responsible and be sued, and there could be some monetary value that they would lose simply because their vehicle was used in something, even if they weren't there. So parents and owners of vehicles have a significant responsibility to make sure that they are aware where their possessions, also where their family and their children are at, to ensure the safety of our community.
Where you'll see this kind of manifest itself is, so in the schools, I've talked to the school administrators, and a lot of the groups that are getting together, the kids that are forming big groups and hanging out, and all of it becomes very innocent behavior at first. They want to hang out and they want to be together and they want to be in the same place at the same time. A lot of what we've seen that those locations are at schools. So what we've talked with the administrators, I've talked with the administrators from school, and they don't want kids at their schools or in their parking lots after dark. So that message has been given to our patrol division to say if and when we find these large groups of kids in the school parking lots after dark, they are to remove the kids and have them move on. So you can expect that if your kids come home and say the police kicked me out of a parking lot, that's accurate. We don't want the large groups staying in any of these parking lots for extended time. The school district, while they want to support all the after-school activities and they provide the grounds to do that, they don't want those kind of large groups in the schools after dark. As a police department, we've been given, we've met with other Somali groups throughout the city, and we've discussed some of the ideas that we've had in terms of engagement with these groups. And one of the things that we will be doing is we will be taking a hard line on curfew violations and other violations that we see with these groups to try to stop them from escalating that violence. From obviously just hanging out all the way up to the violence that we've seen in the last couple weeks here. So you can expect that from our police department that we'll be diligent in moving forward with citations and enforcement actions on the little things to try to stop all the big things.
And just to wrap this up, again, we're here to be with the community, to work with families, to work with parents, to work with the schools, work with community advocates, to see how we can solve problems together. The biggest thing that we know is that as a police department, we can't do much by ourselves. We can do the enforcement angles and things like that, but what we need is the community support. If parents, if community members, if community advocates are aware that there might be large gatherings that could result in violent behavior, please call us. Please give us a heads up so we can respond and try and stop this before it happens. If there are places where you would like us to come and talk to different groups, to talk to different youth groups, whatever we can do, please give us a call and let us know. The folks that run this broadcast are well aware of how to get a hold of us, and please get a hold of us anytime so we can come talk to those groups and again, continue to be in partnership with you. Thank you for your time, thank you for your attention, and please stay safe.
One of the things that we also want to stress is there's opportunities for kids for kids that are currently meeting in these parking lots and causing some of the stress within the community. We have opportunities within our community engagement division for those kids to be in what I would call healthy space, healthy places with other of their friends, but also police officers throughout the community. They can start to build relationships with us. Those things that I am specifically in work with is PAL groups at the Boys and Girls Clubs. So what we'll do is we'll go down, we have a week-long camp at each of the given Boys and Girls Clubs during the summer. There's always room at the Boys and Girls Clubs for your children to go and hang out. And also at each of the cop houses, there's, well, technically three cop houses, but two, one on the south side, the Legacy House, and then one in the 1010 Park over on the east side. And those cop houses are also always open for kids to come and enjoy and spend time there and hang out and just engage in positive activities and positive relationship building with not only their peers, but with police officers from the city of St. Cloud.
One of the last opportunities that we have among many within the police department to engage our community from various different backgrounds is to be involved in what we call the Job Corps. The Job Corps is something that we offer for youth within our community to be able to have an actual job working on the cop house programs, working within the community engagement division, doing tasks, learning how law enforcement works within the community, but also engaging the youth, engaging their peers, and working in various locations throughout the city. And it's been a really rewarding program in the last 2 years that we've been able to do it, to encourage youth that really want to get into a law enforcement career or just learn more about it. That application deadline is approaching, so if you are interested in that or know someone who would be interested in that, you can go to our website under the community engagement opportunities. There will be an application process right there, and you can get that to us, and we can see what we can do to, again, continuing to partner with our community members.